to become the line leader. Of course, long story short, I did eventually become the line leader, right? But it took a process. So where I am to now, full circle, who I have evolved into and constantly evolving is the line leader. I'm the line leader of the state of Colorado.
There we go.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, Lord, I never would have thought. And so when I'm kind of down on myself, because we're all human and we still get there, my friends be like, no ma'am, you the line leader. You better remember you the line leader. And I'm like, what? I am the line leader. Let me get myself together. But it's about process and what you want to do to change in order to make change. Because all them tall people was mad at me after that. They was like, why she always got to lead? And Miss Everett said, she's on task. Come on, little bit, lead the line. I'm like, yeah. So that's just my little story. I like to lighten the load, and I like to give people that I share with in the community just a little insight of me and who I am for real. And just quick disclaimer, I talk how I talk. I'm not politically correct ever. Why is that a thing? Shouldn't be. So I am who I am, and so I tell people accept me or reject me, it is what it is. But as you can see right here, y'all see I just turned into Vanna Black? As you can see right here, I have my platforms right here. And these are different spaces that I lead in at the Capitol, and the policies that I'm focused on and that I put on the table. And so my slides are up, and it says civic engagement, understanding the Colorado legislative process and your voice. And that's important. You leaving, Jamil? Okay, well, I'll be in touch.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay, thank you, you too. Okay, slide number 2. Kevin. Thank you. Your voice helps shape laws and policies. Students, parents, and communities all have power. Democracy works best when everyone participates. What does that mean? Your voice helps shape laws and policy. Did anybody in here know that you can weigh in on policy that's on the table at the people's house? Show of hands. Well, of course you do. I'm just kidding. No, nobody else knew you can weigh in on policies? Oh, okay, well, I'm at the right place. So, not only does our voice help shape policy, but our voices as a people, as a collective, especially as a Black people, we can create policy. So, what's your name, my friend? Xavier? Xavier, if you came to me right now and you had an idea, just an idea, and a framework to fix something that you felt needs to be fixed, you just call Shalonda or call me and say, I need to meet with Dr. E. I got this policy I want her to look at to see if she can push it this session. I look at the policy and I'd be like, okay, cool, makes sense to me. So you give me your idea on paper, everybody, with just a framework, a simple idea. And I say, okay. And and I give it to my drafter, and I say, I want this to be a policy. Because don't be fooled. We don't be writing all that stuff up there because all of us aren't attorneys. So we have a legal department that writes the policy. I mean, we write the policy, but they make the policy constitutional. That's what I want to say. So anyone in here who see, I want to fix this, but I know I'm not a legislator and I don't even want to be a legislator, so let me go straight to my legislator. Here's the idea. And Shalonda can vouch for this. That accent was coming out. Did you hear me say vouch and I fixed it to vouch? Okay. I didn't want to get dinged. That, I lost my train of thought. See, squirrel. It's all over the daggone place. We're talking about creating policy.
So you say you don't want to be a legislator?
Oh, I did say that. So it comes through me, or it comes through Senator Exum. And the reason why I say that is usually he and I partner, because he's in the Senate and I'm in the House, and the bill has to go through both chambers. Did you all know that? Okay. Has to go through the House and the Senate with a majority vote to go either way, to switch out. How many people know how many, in these slides, I'm probably gonna be all over, but Kevin, can you go to the next slide, please? How many legislators make up the General Assembly? Now I'm gonna give y'all a test. Not y'all, because I think y'all know. No. How many legislators make up the Colorado General Assembly? A guess.
235.
Huh?
235.
Brother, you thinking about Congress. No. What you think?
39.
39? No, it's higher. You, girl. Did you say 12?
No, I didn't say 12.
What you say? Oh, I was like, did you say 12? Okay, Xavier. 65? 100. 100. So it's 65 in the House. And the other portion is in the Senate. So it's more in the House of Representatives, which is 65 of us, than it is in the Senate. And they consider the Senate to be the upper chamber. It's kind of quiet over there. But in the House, if y'all want to see and hear some fireworks, listen, come to the people's house. Let me see. Okay, good, that took me to there. So the Colorado's law-making body, made up of the House and Senate, in totality 100 legislators, and we meet annually at the state capitol. So we meet from January to May. However, when session ends in May, it's called the interim. So we're in the interim. There are interim committees, many different committees, which I chair, of course, the Colorado Youth Advisory Council, because I love the kids. Kids love Dr. E. I just want to be in a space. That's it. What kind of bills y'all want me to run? Because we can run bills from our interim committees. So if you ever hear someone say a legislator doesn't work all year, so our pay doesn't need to be raised, that's not true. My email and my phone, which is muted right now, my text messages never ever stop. The work never ends. It's like we are on call around the clock, 24 hours a day. And say there's a wildfire in Colorado. As a legislator, you, me, can go up in a helicopter, but now I am about to play like that. Don't listen, I get anxiety in a plane. Now you want to put me in a helicopter flying? Just tell me what I need to do, how I need to legislate. But those are things we can do as a legislator, right? And thinking about it, just to go back, when I do think about it, I'm like, wow, I'm really at the head of the state. My parents did a great job. Although I lost both of them 20 years apart, both in April 1st, April 20th, 2004, 2024, my mom was able to see me become State Representative Dr. Regina English. So that did her heart some good before she left here. And yeah, I'll leave that there so I don't get all emotional. Go to the next slide, Kevin, please. Ideas is drafted into a bill. Okay, so we were talking about that, and it says assigned to a committee hearing, and we already talked about being voted on by both the House and the Senate. It's either signed or vetoed by the governor. So if you give me a bill idea and I accept it, the bill then goes to the drafter. And I keep you in the entire process, because as the drafter is drafting the bill, sometimes it gets drafted and it ain't what we said. And I'd be like, nope, that ain't what we wanted it to do. And drafters have to listen to legislators as long as it's nothing unconstitutional. And I'm gonna tell y'all about a bill they tried to play in my face, and I said, not so. That's coming up this session. So once that bill is drafted and it's calendared, now it has to go to committee. Whatever committee it goes to, depending on what the subject of the bill is. Like, for example, I serve on the Health and Human Services Committee, and I serve on the Business and Labor Committee. So I get all the business bills and, of course, the healthcare bills. So if we wanted to run a business bill or a healthcare bill for us, it would come to one of my committees. Or if not, it would go to somebody else's committee, and I would still carry that bill to that committee, but I'd be like, come on, y'all. And when I say, come on, y'all, Kevin, is it okay if you can go to the Colorado General Assembly website? And I'll keep talking, so while you do that. But you all would be a part of the entire process if you choose to do so. If I was you, I would, because that's engaging in the legislative process for something we actually put on the table that's thoughtful. Because there are a lot of bills that they're putting on the table, y'all, that has unintended consequences against who? And then get mad when I say, take that part out of the bill, or I'm a no. You mad? I'm not gonna knowingly hurt my people or criminalize my people because you wanna push something that looks great on paper for you and your higher aspirations. I don't have to do that because I know I got a different kind of favor over my life than other people that's in here making laws. But, so the bill will go to committee. This is what I really need community to know, especially the loudmouth people. I ain't talking about nobody in here, I'm talking about in general. The loudmouth people that say, she ain't doing nothing, she ain't running no work, she ain't even passing no bill. It's all lies. However, when you don't know and understand the legislative process, and you might see a bill die, that's because if the bill does not make it out of committee, it's a wrap. Did y'all know that? If a bill does not make it out of committee, it's done. Then you have to come to Jesus circle with my people and be like, y'all, we need to pivot or do something different because they killed this bill. We need to try again, but you can't try again till the following year. So when a bill doesn't make it out of committee, it's PI'd, meaning postpone indefinitely. It just means you can't put it back on the table this particular session. So when people don't understand that, all they see is, Rep. English had a bill die, let's vote her out. How stupid is that? If you don't even understand the process. But if you were in the fight with me, you would know and start to understand. Because when community comes in and weigh in on a particular policy, ladies and gentlemen, that makes a huge difference. But when I'm pushing something for us, or just pushing a policy, it's a good policy for the state, but we're not there in committee testifying, they say, see, people don't care. Colorado Springs don't show up. And I'm like, well, they didn't show up today, so they ain't lying today. But, so where Kevin is at is the Colorado General Assembly website. And let me say, Senate President James Coleman is a black man. That's a big deal. So, when the governor is gone, who's the governor? When the governor and the lieutenant governor is gone, President James Coleman is the governor. And he did that a few times last year. But he is also the chair of the Black Caucus. And let's just say I'm the president-elect of the Black Legislative Democratic Caucus of Colorado. Because I'm going to be reelected. So when I get reelected, I'm going to get elected as president, the chair of the Black Caucus. Because hopefully my friend, Senator James Coleman, will be the lieutenant governor. We'll see. It's a game and it's a machine. So pay attention, people. Know who's running and who's on what ticket. Because y'all do understand we're in primaries right now, right? In Colorado, it's primary season. I have a ridiculous primary. I'll just stop right there.
Don't do it.
A ridiculous primary. But that's what happens when you're not informed, you're not engaged, or you can be used and manipulated in nice terms. And I have to say that because if I don't say it, you won't know. That's why I'm saying pay attention to who's on these ballots, pay attention to their platforms, listen to understand their message and their different ideologies. It's important. But most importantly, what you want is experience. Both lived experience coupled with experience and the mental capacity to be in a role as important as it is to make decisions for the lives of people. So there are many different people in primary elections, and what percent of us do y'all think make up the state legislature out of 100 legislators? How many of us y'all think it is? A little higher.
5%?
Smidget higher.
8%?
8%. We make up 8% of the legislature. So it's only 8 of us that are lawmakers. There are 2 men in the Senate, Senator Coleman, Senator Exum, and there's 1 male in the House with 5 females. And I told him if he call us auntie one more time, we your sisters, brother. So it's 6 black people in the House and 2 in the Senate, but 8 of us make up the legislature, the Black Democratic Legislative Caucus, and 8% of the state. We need Jeff. We need Jeff. We need to build our numbers in the Black Caucus, and we need to build capacity in the Black Caucus. And that's important. And if I didn't think Jeff was a good man, I wouldn't be promoting Jeff. I would just stay quiet. But I'm not being quiet because I can't, because our lives literally depend on it in certain circumstances. And so with this website being pulled up, I talked about committee and it being at People's House. We start session January 14th. And the first day of session is when we all go and do our swearing. It's the People's House. Guess who can come? The people. It's at 9 a.m. I know some of y'all got real jobs. All we do is argue and eat. Just kidding. But it's at 9 a.m. January 14th. We get sworn in for, I believe this is the 75th. This might be the 75th legislative session. But I said that to say this. The People's House is open from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, unless we have sessions on Saturdays and Sundays, which that happens, especially through April and May, when we're trying to get everything that's on the calendar passed. One drawback I have, last year we ran almost 700 bills. Do y'all really think 700 bills are being enforced? Do y'all know whose job it is to enforce these laws that are being put in place? Yes? No? Maybe so? The Attorney General. Guess who's on the ballot this year? This midterm? The Attorney General race. How many more black people have to get shot in the back for the laws, Senate Bill 2217, I believe. Could be a little off, but how many of us have to die for these laws to get enforced? But meanwhile, when these ballots come in, y'all, us, people in general, are leaving them on the dang refrigerator or on the end table. Get your ballot, fill your ballot out and just send it off. Or listen, call me. I'll come get your ballot and drop it off. And that's what I've been telling a lot of people. Because a lot of my friends, after elections, I'd be like, girl, did you vote? No, I misplaced my ballot. I said, what? What if your vote, that one, because somebody lost their seat by 3 votes, because God don't like ugly. But what if that one vote would have kept me out the seat? Shame on us. Because you took it for granted and you just left your ballot on the table. Why? So I told this sister, listen, I know when the ballots drop, I'm coming to your house. We're going to fill our ballots out together, and I'm taking it with me. Because each person, you, can take 10 ballots at one time, drop them in a box. Each day. That's it. So if there's an elderly person in your family, or just somebody you want to help in a community, some people can't afford a stamp, y'all. Our seniors, this is real. They can't afford a stamp to mail their ballots back. It's our job to go to the satellite hotel and get those, take your team, Each person grab them 10 ballots and y'all take them to the ballot box. So our seniors can be a part of the legislative process. And y'all ain't asked no questions yet, but y'all can. But let me go back to committee. Kevin, can you go to committees? And I think maybe, I can't see the drop down there on my eyes.
Committees, information, room policy, testimony.
Okay, go to public testimony options. Okay, y'all see that? Yeah,
What website is that?
Colorado General Assembly. So I said that to say this, because I know y'all all in here are ballers, close to being millionaires, and y'all got y'all jobs, and y'all probably can't just drop and come to the people's house to testify on a bill. You can testify online. It says testimony, sign up, and that's virtually or in person. They ask you, Kevin, what did that say? How do you choose to testify?
In person, remotely via Zoom, submit written testimony.
Yeah, that's what you can do. But I will say this, if it's a big bill, and say there is, I'll just give you an example, the gun bills. When I tell you when them gun bills come, they have to be police outside the Capitol, inside the Capitol. They have to form certain line, keep people in order, because these people is radical about not taking a First Amendment right away, Second Amendment. But ain't nobody trying to do that. We're just trying to properly, safely regulate so our babies can't just get guns and shoot up their schools. That's what we're trying to do, but they don't see it like that. So, and then they will cut it off sometime and be like, 100 people, that's it, on this gun bill. And those 100 people get 2 minutes. If it's not a big bill, you get 3 good minutes. So I would suggest if you come and you want to talk about a bill, don't come rambling. Write it down. Get your full 3 minutes. Make sure if you put it on paper, it's exactly what you want it to say. Because they're going to stop your testimony at 3 minutes. And the only way your testimony can finish is if you come to my committee and you have somebody smart like me and be like, what's your name, sister? Sherry. So they ask legislators, do you have any questions for the panel? And I'll say, Sherry, I would like for you to finish your thought. Then you get another minute, perhaps. Or you get some more time. But that's just me. I'm the coolest legislator in the state. Everybody may not be that way. And I'm just being real. You come to my committee and they cut you off, I'm gonna make sure you can finish your thought. Because I'm gonna ask you to when the question comes. So, everybody write that down and wanna know. It's the Colorado General Assembly website. You go to committee, the drop down, you go to public testimony. And that's if you don't come in person. Because you can come in person. And guess what? Even if you come in person and you be like, dang it, I didn't sign up. You still can sign up when you get there to testify.
So on that website, it tells you what bills are being talked about?
Yeah? Yeah. Good morning, Pastor. That's Pastor Bill, y'all. This is his church. That's my friend, him and Lady Bill. This is good news.
I'm disturbed.
Why?
I was watching a video of the training, and then it just got taken down.
It did?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
They just took it down and said contents was blocked
Really?
by the uploader, which is YouTube. And so my whole thing is we don't recognize that if they see the importance of us learning and getting the information, and they going out their way to block it, and we don't get it.
Wow.
I
See?
was still at work, I'm just getting off work, and I was watching, and I'm like, oh man, and then they said, "Floop." But we're
Yeah.
working on it, so we trying to get back
Okay.
on.
Y'all see that?
But we recorded it, so the message got to get out. It's a different when we don't know, but the information is being provided for us to learn and see what's going on in our community. If we don't take advantage of it, I'm just telling you, this just been 20, 30 minutes ago. I'm
And it
riding,
blocked it.
trying to get off work. I'm mad I can't be here, and I was getting information in. Bloop.
See? I can't even make this stuff up.
We back up? Okay.
That's why I told y'all
That was a lot.
we have to pay attention. But that's all you have to do. And you can even click on committees. So when you click on committees, it'll show you each different committee. And so health, you click on health. It'll show you like, those are all the different committees of reference, which is like appropriations, education, finance, energy, all those different committees, and you click on that and it'll tell you what bills are coming down the pipe. Listen, it don't even have to be my bill. If there's a bill coming and you're passionate about it, or you don't like the bill and you want to make it known you don't like the bill, or you love the bill and you want the bill to get passed, sign up to testify. Don't let it be, it's way up in Denver, I ain't driving up there. Don't. Get online, testify online. But let me tell you how the legislative process, like when Pastor Bell just came in here and said it was taken down, let me tell you how sometimes the legislative process is disrupted. Like, for example, when I used the gun bill and I said there's massive amount of people and you cap it at 100 and you number 98, but you don't know you're number 98, but you're just waiting to get in, but you've been waiting for 8 hours. Now, you just done clicked off, went to sleep, or you went home, or you gotta pick up your kid, you gotta do family stuff, go to work and handle your business, but you've been waiting for hours for nothing. Now you don't get to testify. So on these gun bills and big bills like that, people come, they line up early. They line up early. So, again, it's more important to actually be in person, at least on a big bill, than not. Because online, you may be waiting for hours and you had to drop off. Or sometimes you can be in a room in that line of 100, and then when it gets to the 55th person, they say, that's a wrap. There are possibilities that can happen. But on these particular, I've been in committee on a bill I was running to protect kids against rape that got killed. People was waiting all day. We believe it was intentional to push our bill to the end so people would drop off. But think about it. You got people testifying 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. That's how we be in committee sometimes, just as tired as you want to be. But there's still a job that must be done. So, you're there, go through all the testimony, waiting all day, watch people drop off, like, dang it, I needed her to stay on, but she had to drop off. Or who gonna be in the room at 1:30? Sometimes it just be us, and it still be people testifying, but sometimes it really just be us. And I'm like, how does this even make sense? It's strategic, it's systemic, and it's intentional to keep certain people, I believe, out of the legislative process. Because guess what? It's too much work. I don't understand. I don't want to go through all that. That's why I hold conversations like this, for you to be up close and personal with the rep. Ask me questions that you don't understand, and I'm giving you the information that I'm giving you. And then on that website, Kevin, click on legislators. So you, as a constituent, you go on there and you click on legislators. And every legislator is gonna come up. But you need to know who your legislator is. Sometimes you can put in your district if you know your House district or your Senate district, and you can put in your zip code. It's just a bar, it says find my legislator. But I think they have done something new to it, because I see our names on there already. What drop down did you go to, Kevin, for
I
that?
just clicked on legislature. And that's.
You clicked on legislators and it all came up. Okay, so they made it easier. But if you don't know who your legislator is, who you clicking on? You just gonna click on Regina English, because you know Regina English. But you really need to know your legislator so you can hold your legislator accountable.
So, Representative, so say like me, my zip code, I don't know who my legislator is, I need to get involved. So my zip code is 80925. So how do we?
Jeff Livingston, this is Pastor Anthony Bell. He is running for your House district. House District 15.
So that's District 15?
Yes, sir.
All right, what's your name again?
Jeff Livingston.
You doing some good stuff up there?
No, Jeff gonna be on the ballot.
Yeah, I'm on the ballot next go round, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll see.
See?
Right
Okay.
now.
Right now, Scott Bottoms.
Yeah.
Scott Bottoms is on the ballot right now, but Scott is a Republican and Scott is running for governor.
Okay, okay.
And so he's not running for the seat,
Okay.
and Jeff is. So yeah, Jeff would be, whoever's in 80925, Jeff would be your representative.
Church.
Huh?
I need right here in my church.
Yeah. Okay, so you see why I told you to come, brother?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You gotta plug in.
Wow.
Okay, so that's cool. It made it easier for you all, for us to find our legislators. Okay, Kevin, let me see what slide you have next. Any questions so far? No? Okay. Okay, okay. Where it says, it should be the one, Kevin, where it says, bills are discussed in detail, public testimony is heard, community voices are heard. Oh, and then we already talked about the sign up to testify in person or online, prepare a clear 2 to 3 minute statement, share personal experience when possible. State your name and position, be respectful and focused, and then thank the committee for testifying. So you would come and you would say, I'm Sherry, and if you're not coming on behalf of the NAACP, you say, my name is Sherry, whatever your last name is, and I'm coming and I'm representing myself. But if you come representing an organization or something, then you would say that organization. Then again, like, thank you for your time. Xavier, you got a question? No? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, and so that's how simple it really is, y'all, to be involved in the legislative process. But y'all would have known unless I told y'all. And I'm gonna keep shouting it out. I'm gonna keep telling everybody, listen, this place should be filled with people wanting to know and understand the legislative process, wanting to know who's representing them. Because why not? You could have somebody represent you and don't care nothing about you, or your thoughts, or what you want to see on the table.
Why haven't they, state level, you know, I'm just saying, you know, those that's in charge, why haven't they made that information available? Because I didn't know, and I've been down to the Capitol to pray, but I didn't know I could just go to the Capitol and just walk in and just sit in.
You can.
Because I felt like I would be put in them skates and hauled off. You know?
Listen.
No, I'm serious. We don't know that.
The only time they'll haul you off and put you like this is if you come in the House chamber or the Senate chamber and you try to actually get on the floor. Because like if you come in my chamber, which is a House chamber where Pastor Bell and Pastor Radonna came, and they was escorted in the back over to the side wall to sit down. Only legislators can come down the center aisle. So you might get tackled if you try to walk down the
No,
center
what
aisle.
I'm saying, I didn't even know that we had the right.
Yes,
You
it's
know,
and that's what I just said. I said it's the people's house. But people don't know that when the Capitol's open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, that they can come. And even if we're not in committee, which is why I invited you all to opening day, January 14th, if you want, I can get you back on the calendar for prayer. You sit up, it's called the gallery. So you take the elevator up to the 3rd floor and you just go into the gallery. You can sit there the whole day and listen. Even if it's past 5 and we're still on the floor debating, which would be second reading, you can be in the gallery. So what happens is, once a bill makes it out of committee, it goes to the floor for second reading and debate of all the House of Representatives. So that's when I can go up to the well. The well is where only legislators speak. I can go up to the well and I can say why my community doesn't want this bill. Or I can say why my community needs this bill. And that happens on second reading. Second reading, you can be right up in the gallery watching it all play out. And then it's more than likely, if a bill makes it to the floor, it's gonna get through second reading, and then it goes to third reading and final passage. There is some debate on third reading, because sometimes some legislators gotta get their last say and go up there before we vote and give a spiel and say no or yes. But you can even be in the gallery on third reading to watch and see if that bill is gonna pass or not. So what I'm saying to you.
So, when can, like, a person go in and if they wanted to have their 3 minutes on the bill, when can they go in there and speak in reference to a certain bill?
That's only in committee.
Only
Only in committee. No community member can talk on second reading or third reading or even talk in the well. The only time community can speak is in committee. That's it. And what you're gonna have to do, which most people don't do or they won't do, because again, I don't wanna do all that, it's too much work, it takes too much time. When session starts, you're gonna have to periodically go to the Colorado General Assembly website and see what bills are on the table. And see when they're in committee. Listen, I don't know every single bill that's coming. I don't. No legislator does. We know when our bills are coming.
And the full bill is online for us to read?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. You click on that bill, you see something in that bill you don't like. Listen, even a community member can come and in your 3 minutes, you can say, and I would like to propose an amendment or say this needs to change. And so that person that's running the bill, usually this happens between the lobby to amend or change a bill. But say, for example, if I was running a bill and somebody wanted to come and amend my bill, I would have to agree to that amendment. If I don't agree, the amendment ain't gonna happen. But then, the bill could potentially die because I didn't agree. I'm telling you, when I tell you it's a game, it's so annoying because we're talking about the lives of people a lot. And so when these kind of deals and things happen, it frustrates me a lot. Because I've had some good bills killed by my party. And that's frustrating. And I want to tell you all, and this is probably where to go off. Just because the Democrats have the majority party does not mean we all agree. At all. I just told you I had some bills killed. It's a lot of games being played up there. Somebody probably watching and be like, let me give her opponent $10,000, get her out of there. If we can't stand her, that's how the game works, y'all. Pay attention, please. For real. I can't stress this enough. That we need to pay attention. We need to help with campaigns. We need to give. I'm not saying break your bank, but give something. Because when an agenda is being pushed against one of us, it's being pushed against all of us. And right now, an agenda is being pushed to get me out the seat. You don't have to be in my district to help me. You don't have to be in my district to give to me. You don't. You just go to reginaenglish.org, click on donate. It's that simple. You give into the legislative process. I know she a real one. I know she gonna tell us the truth. I know she gonna educate us and tell us what it is. So that's where I'm gonna put my money. That's where I'm gonna put my time and energy. It's important, because if we don't, who gonna do it? You know what I'm saying? So we just need to be mindful and really know what's going on. Okay, he has that General Assembly website, home address. Yeah, know your representative. Yeah, after this session today, I need every single person in here to actually find out for real, no games. Find out who your legislator is. You have to know, because y'all have to vote. And Shalonda, probably after lunch, because she won't have enough time right now, is going to talk about caucus and caucus training and what that looks like. And if you're not in House District 17, you need to know what district you're in. Know who you're caucusing for, who you're voting for, who on the ballot. Because listen, it's time out for us to be Googling people to take a vote. Because when you're running for office, like me, or when you're just in office, Pastor can vouch, I do events when I'm already, when I'm not campaigning. Because I want to help people and educate my community. That's how important it is to me. But when you find out what your district is, oh, and let me just say this right here. So, your school district, that's a separate district. Your school district. Your city council district, that's a separate district. From your city council, it goes to your state rep, different district number. Your senator, different district number. Your congress person, different district number, although they're all inclusive. Your county commissioner, different district. So when I ask you as a state representative, what is your district? I'm asking for your House district. If Senator Exum says, what is your district? He's asking, what is your Senate district? But the response we often get is, oh, here's the school district too.
I
No,
told you earlier.
No, that's your school district. So you have, matter of fact, Harrison School District 2 has a phenomenal board of color, which makes me excited and happy because of the kids we represent. Representation matters and it's important. So get to know your school board members. Get to know your city council person. Get to know your state rep. Get to know your senator. I don't know if y'all in CD5, which is my congressional district, but that's Jeff Crank. We will never be able to get to know him, but he don't want to know us. That's why it's important to flip seats. That's why it's important to flip seats. But if we're not paying attention, the machine is going to keep running and keep funneling money. Keep positioning people. Some may care, some may not care. I'm not part. What you got?
So March the 5th of 2020, 5:30, what is that? What's going on?
I'm gonna go over that.
Yes, that's her portion.
Okay.
She gonna go over all of that after lunch.
All right.
Yep, and then it'll, it'll all make sense.
I'm not confused. I don't think I'm slow. I'm just new to all this. I need to ask the question so that I got clarity, because I'm really trying to get our congregation involved so that we know what's going on.
Thank you.
So you said that, now I know Tony Exum, I know he's a Senate. Now when I looked at him, I thought he was the Senate of all the people.
No.
I'm saying, I'm just letting you know how, what my level of ignorance is when it comes to this stuff, and this is why we gotta get involved. So you telling me that for my district, the district you represented, I got another senator,
Yeah, so I'm running for House representative.
right?
And then there's the Senate guy, and then there's the
See?
congressional guy.
Yeah,
and then-
Senator, it could be, Mark Snyder
Yeah.
for you. I think Snyder.
But you see how I learned, I didn't know that all districts, like now I know Tony Exum is not my senator. I was telling everybody, oh, my senator is Tony Exum. And I'm telling a big lie and showing this, and they just laughing at me because they know I'm unlearned.
Yeah.
So I'm going to Tony trying to get something fixed up there, and he can't do nothing for me.
Just say you're uninformed. Just say you're uninformed. However, he can do a lot for you. We can do a lot for you because that's why I share. It doesn't matter if we're not your representative. If you can't get in touch with your representative and you have an issue, you can call Senator Exum. You can call Rep English. You can.
Okay.
That's for anybody. Like, if I wasn't being responsive, it won't happen. But if I wasn't being responsive and they skipped over and Jeff get elected and they call Jeff, Jeff can handle the situation. If Jeff can, or if I can, or if Senator Exum can, we're gonna connect the dots. But it's important to know who represents you. And I like to say we just didn't know. We just didn't know.
So
Now we know.
What I'd like to do Sunday, if it's possible, whether it's by email, if you could just give me, and look like y'all got it, I want to be able to give people, I want to be able to call out certain zip codes and let them know who their representative is. I'm talking about the House of Representatives right
Well,
now.
I think what would be easier for you to do, Pastor, so she can really do it in a thoughtful way, is when your congregation gets here on Sunday, ask everybody to write their zip code down. Because if we know specific zip codes, it's easier for her to find it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's much easier for her to find it. And she can email you what you need to show people who represent you. Yeah, cool?
Yeah, and when we go to the caucus training, I'm gonna show you how to look up, I'm gonna tell everybody how to look up everything they need for your voter registration and what everything on it needs.
Wait, is everybody in here registered to vote?
Yeah.
Yes, I think.
Everybody registered to vote? Xavier, you registered to vote, sir? No, I didn't know. No, I didn't
you're not.
I ain't calling you out, I just didn't know how you answered. We can do it today, that's what I was gonna say.
Absolutely.
Because you know what? I don't know if you know, but in order to vote in this primary coming up, you would have to be okay, never mind, I'm sorry. See?
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm gonna get out of her stuff. But yeah, and so,
The way it's going, we might not even have a primary. Oh, let me shut up there. This man trying to start a war.
listen, no, it will still be a primary election. It will be. But here's the thing, really, in all seriousness. In the political times that we're in currently, this is not the time for us to say, I'ma just sit this one out. Because your no vote or reservation to not vote so you don't is a vote for the other side. And for us to say that your vote does not matter, please stop saying that, because it do. Because if it didn't, I wouldn't be standing before you talking. So if we work democracy, democracy will work. We just have to work it, and our democracy may look different than somebody else's democracy. But that's our democracy, which is why I spoke to you all and said, listen, I hope y'all don't think that other folk ain't getting in rooms behind a round table creating policies that they want. I don't know how many times I gotta say, come on, pastors, let's get at the table. You got me in Senator Exum. What we gonna do? How many times? Or I'm saying, community, what's your ideas? What do you want? This is your opportunity to utilize the people you have representing you. That's for real. Authentic. Authentically care and say, okay, here's what my people want. We gonna make it make sense on paper. Don't think too hard about it. Just like I told Xavier, you just have an idea with a little bit of framework. Here, Rep. English, I want you to look at this, see if it can be a potential policy. And it can be an individual or it can be a collective. But I tell you what, it's stronger when it's a collective. It's much stronger when it's collective because we all in alignment and we all on the same page. So, again, I'm putting it out there. It probably won't happen this session because, oh, this is what I didn't tell y'all. So each legislator gets 5 priority bills. Like, I can for sure put 5 policies on the table this session. And then anything extra, I have to apply for a late bill. Do late bills always get approved? No, I don't know, it depends on who you are, but I digress. But I can apply for late bills because I already have my 5 priorities because there are deadlines we have to meet as legislators. We have to have the first 3 in the pre-file at certain times. Then we have to have our last 2 in like now. So that makes up your 5. But when you come to the table early and say, hey, I will make one of our bills or 2, whatever it takes, my priority. But people take it for granted sometimes, just to be real, take me for granted, underestimate me, but I happen to be very successful being underestimated, so I'm okay with that, being underrated, being the underdog. That's what get the most work done. Y'all saw the cartoon. You know what I'm saying? And I just move that way. I say, okay, I'm here, I'm giving out the information, take what you want, leave what you don't. But if you never engage me after that, or engage the legislative process, shame on you for saying I'm not doing my job. Shame on you for saying I don't show up in community, because I do. But where's community?
You're right.
This place is big enough to house how many people?
375.
375 people? Where are the people? This was made public, you know?
Out in enough time.
Yeah.
You got plenty of food. I had plenty of sugar there so everybody can stay warm. I even got Kool-Aid for lunch so nobody
Oh
got
Lord, he sound like a junk food junkie.
You know, yeah, so everybody can stay awake. But it's the saying that if we're not at the table, then we on the menu.
Yeah. And
Don't-
that's
don't
true.
Complain, don't complain. You know, we talking about change and it's too much. You know, I was, this last election, Lord forgive me, you know, and she was a healthy woman. You know, and she said, I'm not standing in this line. It's just too long. Now, this is a very important election, but she got a bag of Popeyes in her hand.
Oh, no.
And I was infuriated. I was like, ma'am, if you don't stand your regular stuff here and get in there and vote, listen, if we don't make the effort, then why are we complaining? And we always complaining about something, but it's too much for us to put in a little time. And I apologize as a pastor. You know, I didn't want to be on no board. I said I do too much. But man, I'm finna get on some boards. You know, I'm finna,
Or
man.
we need to create our own boards.
Okay.
Like I did with y'all in the room.
Yes. Yes.
There it is. We don't have to do things on other people's terms. I'm not saying everybody is against us. I'm not saying that at all, because that would not be true. But what I am saying is, it's time for us to create access and opportunities and places and spaces for us to where we make the rules. We get to decide, because now we're not conforming to what society says is the norm, because I would never, ever, ever do that at all. Which is why they always lying on me in the newspaper, lying on me in the news. But it's politics. I'm used to it. That's just what happens. But when things like that happen, and people who know me, they can help me control the narrative. Because first of all, no, I met her, I talked to her, that's not what she said. Or I know her and that's not her character. You just don't like the way she delivered it to you because it was true and it was real and it wasn't all fluffy and stuff. It cannot be fluffy because your life is being impacted. Do y'all want me up there being fluffy?
No.
Or do y'all want me to push back and say, no. That's going to have an adverse impact on my community. We can't be doing this kind of stuff. That's what you want me to do. You don't want me to just be shucking and jiving, going along just to get along, doing stupid stuff just to get in a position of power. I'm already powerful in my own right. I don't need all them other titles to affirm or validate who I am as a leader. Because two things, impact and influence. Those are two things no one can ever take away from me. And I know can't nobody take my impact and influence away from me because I use my power and my influence in a meaningful way. I'm not trying to undercut nobody. I'm not trying to do things in a manipulative or divisive way. I'm trying to do things, not trying, I'm doing things in a thoughtful and a meaningful way. And when you're not like that, that makes you uncomfortable. And that's where the chaos and the confusion and all the things come. And then the reason we're elected becomes lost. And now we're in a battle and we're at each other when we were elected to do a job for the people instead of competing for positions of power and leadership. Who cares? Listen, I'm the vice chair of the Black Caucus of the state. I am the Region 12 director for the National Caucus of Black State Legislators. the National Black Caucus of State Legislators. I am the Western Region Women's Network Director of NCSL, the National Council of State Legislators. What am I fighting you for? And you know how I got in those roles? Impact and influence in a meaningful way. Being my authentic self. People's like, oh, let's choose her. She cool, she real. We may not like what she say all the time, but we know she ain't gonna tell no lies detected. And so I can be in these national roles and representing our state, building capacity, because some people try to be smart. Well, Rep English, how can those roles help us in Colorado? You challenging me? Because you don't like that as me? Because what it's doing is bridging gaps, is building capacity. Because when you collectively come together as legislators from across the nation, both here in the United States and internationally, because I'm a thought leader, a creative thinker, right? And so when we come to the table together in an authentic and meaningful way, different things begin to happen when it comes to policy. I just got chosen to be a policy fellow for the opioids. You know how many people we lose in the opioids and this drug problem? We need to figure this out. You know? And everybody isn't in position or posture to do certain things. It takes a certain type of people. Because at the end of the day, when I lay my head down with my husband, I miss English. That's it.
That's correct.
All that other stuff, that's it. Stop right there. I gotta stop him. Stop right there. And at the end of the day, that's it. That's who I am. All the other stuff, because what's most important to me is my family. And if I'm not making an impact for my family, I'm not making an impact for your family. So I'm gonna take care of me and mine. So you can bet on it that I'm gonna take care of y'all's too. As long as God has me in this position and in this seat, I'm gonna do what's right by the people of Colorado, the people that not only elected me to do this job, but the constituency at large, which is the state of Colorado. Y'all know what our population is? Who knows what the population of the state of Colorado is? Just take a guess. Just throw out a number.
100,000? No, we're
Oh,
way
no.
more than that. Wait.
What, 3.5
Yeah.
million?
More?
Really?
Yeah.
1.5
I seen
million?
it one time.
It's almost 6 million people in Colorado. Almost 6 million people in Colorado. And some of them people up there play too much. That's representing some of these people in Colorado. And I'm here to tell you that. And they know I say it to their face, because I have. Like, why? Why are we, how did you even get elected? I've asked a few people, how did you even get elected? Like, you're just mean for no reason. And I try my best to steer clear of that, but sometimes when you're in the midst of the stuff, in the thick of it, in the committees and the bills and the floor work, that stuff just kind of snowballs and trickles down. But this is why it's so important for you to know who your person is, who's representing you, because they need to have the mental capacity. So you're not just gonna, do you have kids? You're not just gonna trust anybody with your kids now, are you? Exactly. So because of that, you ain't just gonna trust anybody to be making decisions for your kids. So instead of listening to the rhetoric and the noise and the loudness, call the person that's on the ballot. Call the person that's representing you. Call the person that's running to represent you and ask them some questions. If you're scared to meet them in person, cause stranger danger and all that, cause I promise you, I'll Zoom you quick. Like, I don't know, I'm gonna Zoom you though, right? Get on the Zoom. Ask them questions. What do you think about this? How do you feel about this? Especially when it comes to your babies. Like, we have to be more intentional about the questions we are asking. There's no hard questions. There's no stupid question. There's no unlearned question. A question is a question. Either I have an answer or I don't. And if I don't have an answer, I'm going to go find the answer for you. But more than likely, I'm going to have a response to your question. But we have to pay attention, especially in this day and age, all the hate that the administration on a federal level is spewing, that's trickling down, the things that are under attack. Thankfully, the 300 millions of dollars that this person, Lord help me, was trying to freeze for childcare. Do you know how many families that would have disrupted? You just take 5 Democratic states and try to freeze some money on.
He couldn't do it?
No, we sued him and the judge blocked it.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord.
He can't do it. He played too much.
Thank you,
And I think training like this is very important. And I know a lot of people who did not vote. And I have some people who I had to distance myself from, and I had to tell my love from a distance because of the way they voted. And some of them to this day, they don't regret that vote. And so I had to distance myself. But I think, and I try to tell them, when you look at things, and you may say, well, that's not gonna affect me, so I don't care. But it's trickled down, and it's gonna affect somebody in your line, whether it's family or friend, it's gonna affect somebody. So, and my thing is, people have got to the point where they have hardened hearts, and if it's not in my lane, it's not gonna affect me, it's not gonna bother me, I don't care. And a lot of people didn't vote because they didn't think a lot of things were gonna affect them. And now they're seeing it affects them. And there's some people that haven't reached you yet, and so that's why you're not regretting that vote. But you have family members and friends that it has affected.
Right.
And I think a lot of young people, like I have nieces and nephews that I try to talk to about voting, and I try to get them to see that you may not think that this affects you, but it does. And that's why I was telling you, you have to know who's on your ballot. The sheriff, the attorney general, you have
Sheriff,
to
attorney
judge,
general,
you have to know. And
governor.
my kids watch me, the ballot comes, I don't know these judges, but I go and I do research. As soon as the ballots come out, I research, because I wanna see how the lawyers and other judges feel about them, what cases they presided over, and how they, you know, so, like, I wanna know them, because if they're not for the people, and if they're not in the community, they're not doing any type of work, then why are you there?
Right.
Because if all your judgment is against, and that's why I try to get them, they be like, well, that's too much work. And I think that's the thing, people think it's work to fill out a ballot, to know who's on that ballot and what they're doing for you.
It's
And so
work
I-
to find you multiple jobs,
Yeah.
to pay your insurance and put food on your table.
And I think that's what people, they don't realize just how important it is, and
Mhm.
that's why it's like, I think if we can reach more younger minds, then they can see, because they're gonna be our older minds eventually. And so as long as we can keep it where it just keeps going down. So, and I think that's what we're lost, because we have lost the young people. They wanna get their news from TikTok
Yeah.
and stuff like that, they wanna get stuff that's not true, they wanna run with it, and, cause I heard people say they were voting this way because, well, I got a check, and I'm like, well, do you know that check with that name on it was unlawful? It was already, that was Congress that gave you that check.
That was
That
Congress, he ain't had nothing to do with it, he just happened to be the
That name signed on
president.
there was unlawful. I said, yeah, that first batch that went out with that name on it, it was unlawful. So it didn't come from his personal account. It was already allocated
Those
by
funds were
Congress.
already allocated by
So, and
Congress.
so some people, grown people, still think that they received a check from him, so, oh, I'm voting this because he gonna give me another check. He didn't give you a check in the first place.
He didn't.
And so I think that's where a lot of people are lost. They really don't know. And that's where the information, you have to get
Yeah.
the information that's
Mm.
in the know, that this is what you really should know.
Mhm.
So. 'cause-
And when you, like, right before you get your ballot, have you got the blue book? Like sometimes that blue book that
Yeah.
comes out, and so the blue book tells you like all the ballot initiatives and what different things mean, because that language in itself is confusing. And it's intentional to confuse people. You vote yes on something you probably should have voted no on, because that's how the systemic, racism machine continues to turn. And when we're not informed and we're not paying attention, there are gonna be some things that continue to get through the cracks. So it's important, but I think that number was wrong. I think it was 300 billion.
Billion.
Yeah, because it was five Democratic states.
Oh.
Yeah,
5 Democratic states that he had, come after, because, you know, he don't like Democrats. But let me tell y'all this, if y'all think Republicans ain't on Medicaid and SNAP,
They are.
the
That's
majority are
crazy.
Republicans.
yeah, the large number is there. So they're hurting their own people. And so I need y'all to brace yourself
They know it.
this 2026, because we haven't seen anything yet. Especially when it comes to the TANF and the SNAP benefits and the Medicaid and all of that. Oh, that's getting ready to be in disarray.
He already cut it.
That's the beginning.
So he can cut some more.
It's just the beginning of the beginning. We're gonna see so many different things take place. But at the end of the day, that joker's scared, cause he know if we flip these seats nationally,
He got you.
midterms,
He's out.
and take back control of the House and the Senate,
He know he gonna lose.
he said it on TV the other day, well, you know, if the midterms and they take control, they're gonna impeach me. Brother,
They're all.
we're gonna impeach you out the door.
That's why
Not just on paper.
Start a war.
Yes, so everything he's doing right now, he is trying to start a war. While we worried about what dress somebody wearing. You better worry about your president trying to start a war to stay in office. She can wear what the heck she wanna wear. They ain't got nothing to do with what's going. Do y'all know the war in Iraq? Do y'all know how long that war lasted? Way too long. And this sucker trying to start a whole nother war, just messing with people.
Just to stay in office.
Like, stop. Why? Listen, America, it's not us, it's him.
Yeah.
That's what I'm like. This dad, we ain't got nothing to do with that. That's him messing with people. We ain't trying to fool with y'all. We just how do you want peace when you're trying to create war? But I just want a peaceful America. I want a peaceful America. How? When you doing stuff to create war?
People didn't believe that Project 2025. And Venezuela-
Oh yeah, I don't know why people didn't believe it. He said it.
Yeah.
He told us exactly what we was gonna do. And do you know how many people chose not to vote?
Because they called him a blow-on.
Yep, even though he said, this is what I'm gonna do, and now what has come to fruition.
He didn't lie.
He didn't. He told the absolute truth. But you know what? He can tell the truth and become the president of the United States. I can tell the truth. Let's vote her out. Let's get her out. Let's put somebody against her, disrupt and do all the things. I'm not the enemy. I'm here to help. I ain't trying to take nothing away from you. Not your Medicaid, not your health insurance that you gotta pay for through your job, that's gonna skyrocket.
They're more concerned about guns and their livelihood.
Guns and pets.
Yep.
You know they wanted to take me out over that dang on pet bill?
Yeah.
Well, y'all don't know about the pet bill, but them folks wanted to take me out.
Yes.
They wanted me, who said yes? Look, see?
I saw.
They wanted me to die over a pet bill.
Yeah, they love their animals.
I said, y'all love y'all animals more than y'all love y'all kids.
They love their animals.
That's when I was first a new legislator. Tripped me out. The thought process of people I had to have troopers escort me to my car.
Yeah, death threats, yeah.
Several days over a pet bill.
Well, you wanna kill the puppy.
I said, what?
You have Lauren Loomer, who literally killed her.
Listen. And so I'm telling y'all, this is the stuff. Listen, when I tell you I literally put my life on the front line every day, I do. It's so unsafe for all of us, but especially a black woman that's vocal. You see how they treat Congresswoman Crockett? How they talked about Vice President Kamala Harris? And the narrative that they're pushing that we're, what? Low IQ. Fool. The degrees that we hold as black women, and I will just tell y'all, black women are representing and leading in doctoral degrees. But this nut called us low IQ women and said we can't comprehend things. He can't even stay awake. You can't even stay awake to make good decisions for us. But so it's just the racism that he has made okay nationally. Like the young lady that was just killed by ICE. She should have never been killed by ICE. Since when is ICE running around here shooting people? And since when do y'all know any law enforcement officer, police officer out here running around in a mask?
We don't even know if those.
How is that legal? We don't even know if you ICE for real.
Right.
Show me your credentials. Why are you in this neighborhood? But did y'all hear what the chief of police said in Philadelphia? That black woman, he don't want these kind of problems. Don't come here, we're gonna bring all the smoke. That's what she said. I said, listen, Philadelphia. Like, why is that a thing? So, it's a thing because the people in positions of power, especially on a congressional level, have conformed. And he's made this whole thing that we see playing out like a horror movie in front of us normal. Think about that. He has made everything that's happening normal. He can say the most disgusting things. And they'll be like, that's okay. That's okay. I'm probably gonna have people say, she called him a joker. She called him a sucker. She called it, well, it'd be on the news. Rep English was doing a training and this is what she said about our president. Right, that's your president. Ain't my president. At this time, I don't have a president. I'm just praying for change. And praying that we show up as a collective, as a people, and we vote in these midterms. This is not the time to sit out. It's not the time to have that mindset where my vote doesn't matter or it ain't affecting me, because honestly it is affecting you. Everything is affecting you, because the world is like a machine. It affects our businesses, it affects our pockets, it affects our health, it affects all those things. It affects that. And they're still trying to suppress our vote, if y'all don't know. With the mail-in ballots and all the things, and saying cheating and putting ballot boxes way in spaces where they know certain people can't get to. All these things are in real time. And everybody's like, well, what's Congress gonna do? Congress can't really do too much because that's not controlled by a Democratic Party. So Congress is doing what Congress is doing. Congress is doing what he's wanting them to do. But I will say I have a little gleam of hope, because some of the Republicans have began to flip and say, no, you're doing too much now, bruh. We was with you until you started really mixing up, blowing up stuff, making up these narratives. We blew up a boat of drugs. No, you didn't. No, you did not.
Greed.
You
oil.
messing with them folk because you want their resources. You want to control that. Now you threatening the interim president, the lady of Venezuela, but he gonna keep messing with people. Everybody in this nation or their nations ain't gonna let him bully them.
Yeah.
Because Mexico was like,
Oh, I love her.
listen,
Bring it on.
I
bring
love
it,
her.
bring it. We got what you need.
Yeah.
Stop playing with us. We ain't fooling with you, don't fool with us. He better stop playing with people. Cause we ain't in that. That's on him. Don't send nothing to me. That's on him. But that's why it's only far and few between good people that are in these seats. And good people lose these seats when y'all don't vote.
Well said.
When y'all don't vote and when y'all don't show up, good people lose the seats. And I don't want that to be the case for myself. I don't want it to be the case for Jeff. I don't want it to be the case for Senator Exum. I don't want it to be the case for any of us that really have a true heart to serve people. Because it could be very detrimental in some cases or just tragic, and we can prevent many tragedies if we're proactive instead of reactive. Like, I would encourage and challenge us to continue to circle up and continue to come together as a people and strategize. Come up with policy ideas. Come to the people's house, even if it's my bill or not. And once Shalonda finishes this afternoon, right before we go, I will share some policies that I have on the table that especially ladies, y'all need to really be vocal and be a part of to make sure that these particular policies can pass. Because I told y'all, just because we are in the majority doesn't mean everybody's gonna agree with my particular policy. So if y'all don't have any questions right now, we can break for lunch. But if you have questions, you can save them for the second half, which won't be long. But thank y'all for your time and attention, and I hope that I've said something that changed the way your thinking was perhaps when you came in, and gave you a little bit more information or education that you didn't have, which will cause you now to lean into the legislative process in a more meaningful and thoughtful way than what you have been doing, because you do have that access.
Do you have any town halls planned for this year?
Not at the moment, but we will, because during session, it makes it kind of tough. So when I do things, it will be on the weekends, but we have talked about doing some virtual things so we can get more people engaged while I'm in session. But yeah, we'll do some different things. And I've had some, and again, it's like a handful of people. But everybody wants to say, she doesn't do anything, she doesn't show up in community. I am everywhere all the time. Tired.
Well, we are
Just-
community, so we need to get the word.
Spread the word.
And we got to, even if they cut it off again, Kevin, we still recording, right? And so we can get that to you and just,
Okay.
yeah, we got control of our video.
Okay. Listen, we can control more than our
No,
videos
I'm saying
if we come together.
Yeah, we can get it out there too, so.
And so last thing for
Anybody have a
now.
copy of this, we can get it to you.
Okay. It's important that you see that you're here by yourself. Next time we have some, again, you don't have to be in House District 17 to get education. Invite 2 or 3 people and be like, listen, you need to hear this. You need to know and understand what's going on, because when session is in, I'm going to be very intentional about keeping y'all informed. Matter of fact, I'm going to do like a weekly live video, like a weekly check-in I don't know if y'all following me, but if y'all not, y'all can follow my page, State Representative Dr. Regina English, or you can follow me on Facebook, Regina Guy English, because everything we do, we share it to our social media pages, just so y'all know. And then once our YouTube page comes out, then we can get y'all the information for the YouTube. I'll just get it out to pastors, and pastors can distribute that, because it's important, y'all.
And that was
It's
very,
time out.
that was very thoughtful. I read your post about the childcare,
Mm-hmm.
and I was crying. I was like, boy, you hit it on the nail, and I really appreciated that. And that's the type of stuff.
Oh, in my newsletter?
Yeah, that's the type of stuff need to be shared, because I don't think people really grasp what happens and how many people lose their job because they don't have child care. We playing
Yeah.
around with the wrong stuff,
Mhm.
and he know exactly what he's doing. But we can say, one of my favorite movies is that movie. It's a holiday movie, and she said, "All right, Walter, you can sit there like you gonna see this if you want." We can act like
Christmas.
we can act like we don't see what's going on if we want, and sit and say nothing and do nothing. And my goal is, and I got to get with you, and I want to get with Jeff, right? I see if we can provide a platform even here, because we got a lot of people in our church that's in the area code that don't know, and we would like to create an atmosphere where you can come and share who you is, and of course everybody know Regina, but we need to just keep.
It's Dr. English.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Madam Dr. English. But we need to keep them in the face of the people. As much as we can, so that we can help provoke change.
And real quick, there's a, Senator Exum and I, we have a bill that we just put on a table. We're still working out the kinks, but it's a pilot program to create more access for childcare, because there are 48,000 children that are under 6, which is daycare age, that we need to service. And right now, we are probably able to only service like 17,000 of those kids, which just cause parents have to stay home and not be in a workforce, or they're staying home because they can't afford daycare. So we're trying to create some access, and we're trying to create some affordability to help those 48,000 children, or the children out of the 48,000, only 17,000 that are being serviced, be able to be serviced so their parents can get back and be effective in the workforce, but not break their bank, because the average cost for daycare, I don't know if you all know, it's $15,000 a year. That's a lot of money when you only making $23,000 a year. You're making $23,000 a year, and your daycare bill is $15,000 a year. That doesn't make sense.
And that's low, because the average infant is $350 a week.
Yeah, but we gotta figure out how we can make it make sense to be able to service the kids that need to be serviced. So hopefully this pilot program that we're gonna pitch to the state and to different people around Colorado, it'll help with some of those costs. But it's a good bill though. It's gonna be a good bill when we get the kinks worked out, but we're just trying to help, because that's all we can do. But I'm glad that Freeze is froze. He can't do nothing. He can't mess with the child care dollars at all. So that's a good thing. But yeah, let's go eat, y'all. And come back for part 2. I hope I'm helping y'all.